Good evening, everyone. We are Group 6 and we're going to present on Blue Ocean Strategy. It's being presented by Divyangana Raj, Ishani Sana, Nimeita Mohanty, and Tanushree. Moving on to the next slide, we have what is Blue Ocean Strategy. So it is a simultaneous pursuit of differentiation and low cost to open up a new market space and then create a new demand. So it is about creating and capturing uncontested market space, thereby making the competition irrelevant. It is based on the view that market boundaries and industry structures are not a given and can be reconstructed by the actions and beliefs of industry players. Moving on to the next one, we have the rising imperative of creating blue oceans. So the trend towards globalization compounds the situation. As trade barriers between nations and regions are dismantled, and as information on products and prices become instantly and globally available, niche markets and halves of monopoly continue to be disappearing. While supply is on the rise as global competition intensifies, there is no clear evidence of an increase in demand relative to the supply, as well as statistics even point to declining populations in many developed markets. The result has been accelerated commodizations of products and services, increasing price wars and shrinking profit margins. The next slides would be discussed by my mates.
Yeah, coming to from companies and industry to strategic move. How can a company break out of the red ocean of bloody competition and how can it create a blue ocean? Is there a systematic approach to achieve this and thereby sustaining high performance? To understand and the root cause of high performance, the business literature typically uses the company as the basic unit of analysis. People have marveled at how companies attain strong, profitable growth with a distinguished set of strategic, operational, and organizational characteristics. History also allows that industries are constantly being created and expanded over time, and that industry conditions and boundaries are not given. Individual actors can shape them. Companies need to compete head on a given industry space. Created a new market space in the entertainment sector, generating strong profitable growth as a result. It appears then that neither the company nor the industry is the best unit of analysis in studying the root of profitable growth. The next would be value innovation, the cornerstone of the blue ocean strategy. Value innovation is created in the region where company actions favorably affect both its cost structure and its value proposition to buyers. Cost savings are made by eliminating and reducing the factors as industry competes on. Buyers' value is lifted by raising and creating elements the industry has never offered. Over time, costs are reduced further as scale economics kicks in due to the high sale volume that superior value generates. The creation of the blue ocean is about driving costs down while simultaneously driving values up for the buyer. This is how leap in the value of both the company and the buyer is achieved because buyer value comes from the utility and price that the company offers to the buyers and the value generated to the and the value is generated from price and its cost structure. Value innovation is achieved Value innovation is achieved only when the system of the company, utility, price and cost activities is properly aligned. To sustain value innovation, however, people working for and with the company need to support it. For value innovation to be a sustainable strategy, the alignment of the company's utility, price, cost, and the people is needed. It is the whole system approach that makes value innovation strategic rather than operational or functional. The next is blue ocean and red ocean, the difference. Competition based red ocean strategy assumes that industry structural conditions are given and the firms are forced to compete within them, an assumption based on what the academics call the structuralist view or the environmental determination. In contrast, value innovation is based on the view that the market boundaries and the industry structures are not given and can be reconstructed by the actions and beliefs of industry players. We call this the Reconstructionist view. In the red ocean, differentiation raises cost because firms compete with the same best practice rule. Here, the strategic choices of the firms are to pursue either differentiation or the low cost. In the Reconstructionist world, however, the strategic aim is to create new best practices rule by breaking the existing value cost trade off and thereby creating a blue ocean strategy. So, the next
The company can create blue ocean strategy by adopting four actions framework. First one is to eliminate. This asks the question that which of the factors of the industry is being taken for granted and should eliminate. The first question forces you to consider eliminating factors that company industry has long completed. Often those factors are taken for granted even though they are no longer have value or may even detract from value. Sometimes there is a fundamental change in what buyers value, but companies that are focused on benchmarking one another not act on or even perceive the change. The second question is which factors should be reduced well below industry standards. This forces you to determine whether product or services have been over designed in the race to match and beat the competition. Here, companies overserve customers, increasing their cost structure for no gain. The third question asks which factors should be raised well above industry standards pushes you to uncover and eliminate the compromises your industry forces customers to make. The fourth question helps you to discover entirely new sources of value for buyers and to create new demand and shift the strategic pricing of the industry. When you apply the four actions framework to the strategic canvas of your industry, you get a revealing new look at old perceived truths. An example of Circuit du Soleil can help to completely understand this framework. The Circuit du Soleil found one of the largest expenses in the circus industry was huge maintenance and training cost of wild animals. Additionally, into this time, there is a large pushback from general public against the use of wild animals in circus show. So they so this circus company eliminate the uses of wild animals in their circus show. And also traditionally, circus industry main customers were children, but with change in time, saw children entertainment change from outside to indoor games and smartphones. So, so they reduce the circus industry for the children, and also they increase this industry for the adults. So the three characteristics of a good strategy, every great strategy has focus and a company's strategic profile or value curve should clearly show it. Looking at Southwest profile, we can see at once that company emphasizes not only three factors, friendly service, speed, and frequent point-to-point departure. By focusing in this way, Southwest has been able to price against car transportation. It doesn't make extra investment in meals, lounges, and seating choices. By contrast, Southwest traditional competitors invest all in all the airlines industry competitive factors, making it much more difficult for them to match Southwest's prices. Investing across the board, these companies let their competitors move set their own agendas. Costly business models result. When a company's strategy is formed reactively as it tries to keep up with the competition, it loses its uniqueness. Consider the similarities in most airline meals and business class lounges. On the strategy canvas, therefore, reactive strategies tend to share the same strategic profile. Indeed, in the case of Southwest, the value curves of the company's competitors are virtually identical and therefore can be summarized on the strategy canvas with a single value curve. A good strategy has a clear-cut and compelling tagline. The speed of a plane at the price of a car, wherever you need it. That's the tagline of Southwest Airlines, or at least it could be. What could Southwest competitors say? Even the most proficient an agency would have difficulty reducing the conventional offering of meals, seat choices, lounges, and hub links with the standard services, lower speeds, and higher prices into a memorable tagline. A good tagline must not only deliver a clear message but also advertise an offering truthfully, or else customers will lose trust and interest. In fact, a good way to test the effectiveness and strength of a strategy is to look at whether it contains a strong and authentic tagline. So the next will be explained by Nivedita.
Let's take divided into the automotive industries. The US auto industries dates back to 1893 when the Dura brothers launched the first one-cylinders auto in the United States. Other times, the horses and birds was the primary means of US transformations. The industries is short, was small and unattractive. His forests, however, did not believe it had to be this way. By 1924, the car had become essential householders items, and the wealth of the average America's households had grown. That year, how General Motors unbelieved the line of automobiles that would be creative and new blue oceans in the auto industries. In countries for the functions on color signals model strategies. General Motors introduced a car for every purchase and purpose. A strategy devised by chairman Germans are first shown to appeals to the emotional dimensions of the US mass market, or what Solms called the mass class markets, whereas for the stocks with the functional house was less careless concept of the car. General Motor made the car fun, exciting, comfortable and fashionable. General factories pumped out the broader array of models with new colors and styles updated every year. The annual car model created new demands as Bunner begins to trade for fashions and comforts. Because cars were replaced more frequently used car market was also formed, demanded for the General Motors fashionables and emotional chairs car source from 1926 to 1950. The total number of car source is the United States increased 2 million to 7 million a year. General Motors increased overall market share from 20% to 50%, while Ford's fell from 50% to 20%. But the rapid growth in the US auto industries and unleashed by the new blue oceans could not last forever. Following General Motors surgeons success, Ford and Chrysler jumps into the blue ocean. General Motors has created by the big he purchased the common strategies of launching new car models yearly and heatings and emotional chores with consumers by building a wide range of car styles to meet various lifestyles and needs. Slowly, blood competitions begins as the big three limited and matched one another strategies. Collective the captures more than 90% of the US automakers. A period of compulsory setting. Thank you.